Okay, yogis, let's start by getting down to our mats. Settling down, letting the rest of the day just kind of slide by. And as you get into your breath, as you get into settling down, let me just rattle on about a happy flow. So, what exactly is a happy flow? So, I was planning on just covering anything that you guys might want. Since I didn't get much of a feedback, I'll just go ahead and do what I think is a happy flow. Very simple. What makes us happy? For one, there has to be an element of home, of familiarity, of knowing what's coming. So that's definitely there. At the same time, there is this thing of doing something different, doing something unexpected. So I'll be throwing in that as well. But most importantly, I think the biggest determinant of human happiness is meaningfulness. As long as you find meaning in your lives, you will be happy, even if circumstances aren't great. As long as it's meaningful, as long as you feel your life has a purpose, has meaning, you will find your happiness. And that's the other meta lesson that I wanted to share with you. I know some of you are planning on becoming yoga teachers, and this is how you actually construct or sequence your practice. You find a central theme, a central meaning that you want to offer to people who are practicing with you, and then weave your sequence around that. So it becomes meaningful to you, it becomes meaningful to your participants, and hopefully, once you're done with your practice, maybe you can explore deeper meanings. So with that, I think I've spoken a lot. When you're ready, sit up tall as usual, interlace your fingers, inhale, hold, reach up. So basically taking your spine through all the different directions, and you'll find that theme reflected in today's practice as well. All the vinyasa flows will have one spinal movement that I'll be focusing on. Interlace your fingers behind you, squeeze your shoulder blades in, take your heart up, chin up. And release. Interlace your fingers in front of you, round your back, squeeze your elbows in, squeeze your chin in towards the chest. Keep rounding your back as much as you can. Imagine someone's pulling your arms out of your shoulder sockets. And release. Left palm outside, right knee, right palm behind. If you notice, I'm not twisting yet. Inhale, focus on spine tall. Exhale, twist. Release. The other side, right palm outside, left knee, left palm behind. Inhale, spine tall. Exhale, twist. And release into the lateral bend, so right palm on the mat next to you. Inhale, left arm up, keep reaching, and exhale. So keep sticking your left hip deeper into the mat or your heel. Release, right arm up, and to the other side. If you can, release your feet and cross your ankles and try and get up without any support. And so this is the way you do it. Keep your feet crossed. You reach forward with your fingertips and get your hips out. At some point, you will be able to manage to come up. If you can't, of course, go ahead. Get your fingertips on the mat and take support, come up. Now, as always, want to remind you, stay safe. Don't get into poses that you're not comfortable with. If you think you're going to encounter sharp pain, please back away. This is not about your ego. This is about finding your steadiness and your happiness, sthiram and sukham in your asana. And you know the common example I give, if you can't go so deep into your warrior two, stay here. As long as you're getting that stretch, as long as you're keeping your knees straight, as long as you feel that strength, that firmness in your posture, that's all that matters. And you should be able to kind of handle your postures for, let's say, 10 to 20 seconds. Sometimes I flow fast, that's to give you a cardio. Sometimes I get out of breath because I'm shouting so much, so I don't hold my postures as long, but usually 10 to 20 seconds is good. And then if you can progress in your own personal practice, if you can hold your postures for even up to a minute, that would be great. So find yourself at the top of your mats, keep your feet about hip width apart. Question that I get often is, what exactly is hip width apart? So here's the thing. If you keep your big toes together, heels together, and if you feel pressure on your inner thighs or on your knees or your ankles, or you just don't feel right, you don't feel balanced enough, and you feel this is not great, go ahead and just keep your feet apart. Is this too much? Certainly, because then you're no longer hip width apart. But if you're here and you're uncomfortable and you just kind of do this, you'll find your thighs getting into your pelvis neutrally. And you'll feel it. You'll be able to stand comfortably without feeling any kind of pressure. At the same time, you won't kind of feel a stretch on your inner thigh. And that's exactly what I mean by hip width apart. So when you're hip width apart, push down equally into all four corners of the feet. Try and line up your heels behind your second and third toes. So your heels are slightly further apart than your big toes. Lift your toes, all 10 toes. Spread your toes, place them on the mat. Pull up your kneecaps, point your tailbone down. So usually what happens with life is that you end up with a kind of favorite standing stance. Some people kind of tend to lean forward or tend to point the tailbones back and they end up like this. Some people tend to kind of over get into an arch in the back and kind of, stick the shoulders down. Anything that makes you feel like you are tensing muscles that are not required, go ahead and loosen that. At the same time, hold yourself with your core. So your pelvis is level, your spine is rising tall, your shoulders are nice and relaxed. That's just a slight tension between your shoulder blades. So that kind of holds your shoulders up. Get your palms in front of your heart, close your eyes, set your intentions for a very happy practice. We're going to cover almost all the movements of the spine here. So in our first vinyasa round, let's start with gentle lateral stretches. So side bending. When you're ready, blink your eyes open, circle your arms all the way up. Inhale, gentle back bend. And exhale, forward fold all the way down. First forward fold, so you're obviously not going to feel very flexible. So go ahead, bend your knees, hold on behind your calves. Increase the length of your spine, and then as you keep increasing the length of your spine, reach down with your fingertips to as low as you can go. Keeping that length in the spine, start extending your knees. So straighten out your knees, then see if you can use your palms to pull your heart in, maybe pull your navel in towards your spine. To keep your back straight if you can. Once you think you've reached your max, only then do you start rounding your back. If you notice when you're rounding your back, the stretch in your hammies doesn't increase. It's only the stretch in your upper back that increases. Inhale, come back up halfway, hips over heels, heart reaching forward, look up towards the horizon, fingertips reaching down. Exhale, bend your knees, fingertips on either side. Get your right foot all the way back. Stay low with your hips. Keep taking your heart forward as you keep taking your chin up. Back knee keeps going up towards the ceiling. When you're ready, scoot your left foot in towards the center. Drop your right heel down, heel to arch. Push your right pinky toe into the mat. Inhale, come up to warrior two. Heel to arch, feet are perpendicular, right pinky toe into the mat. Spine going tall, left knee over second and third toe. Couple of nice deep breaths here. As you exhale, see if you can release your left hip down towards your left ankle. When you're ready, let's get in with the lateral stretches. So drop your right palm down, take your left palm up and across. Maintain that strength in your right knee. Reach across. So just slowly get into your side stretches. Feel that left side of your torso stretching out. The more you root your left hip down towards your left ankle, the better you'll be for it. Slowly cycle back, warrior two, and then intense side stretch. So start slow. Get your left arm, forearm on your left thigh. Turn your right palm up towards the sky, circle across. Intense side stretch. As you know, I just love my standing postures. So that gives you your degree of familiarity, your home feel. Slowly come back, warrior two. And that's it. You're done with your side stretches. Windmill your palms around. Get your front foot all the way back to plank. Drop your right knee down so that your knee is under your hip. Keep your right palm directly in front of your knee. Drop your left heel down. Face the left, get your left palm on your hip. And just go for a simple side stretch. So once again, you're stretching out the left side. So take your left arm up, turn the palm to face ahead, and get your arm across. See if you can keep pushing your left pinky toe into the mat. The more you push that and the more you reach your arm across, the greater you'll feel the stretch on the left side of your torso. And then if you want to slowly move from stretching the left side of this torso into strengthening, lift your left foot off the mat. This is completely optional. I know we did all this in the side plank just a few days ago. It doesn't matter. Keep the ankle flexed. When you're ready, just drop the left foot down first. Pinky toe into the mat. Feel that lateral stretch. And then let go of the lateral stretch. Get your left knee down behind your left palm. Extend your right knee, drop your right heel down, toes to arch, and then do the same thing on the right side. So turn to side plank on the right, right palm on right hip. Push that right pinky toe into the mat. Inhale, circle your right arm up and across. Feel the stretch on the right side of the torso. Keep stretching, keep pushing that right pinky toe into the mat. When you're ready. So if you notice, by holding this for a bit, you're already warming up your left shoulder and your left wrist. When you're ready, slowly float your right foot up. If you want to, completely optional. Keep that right ankle flexed. Reach further forward with your right fingertips. Try and hold steady. 4, 3, 2, slowly. First, just drop that foot down. Get back into the stretch. Try and keep your body in one plane And then release your right palm down. Come to plank, shoulders over wrists, hips in line with shoulders, chin up. When you're ready, drop your knees down, hips slightly back. Bend your elbows, heart goes between your palms, and chin on the mat. Knees, chest, chin, shoulders away from the ears, tailbone going up. And then slowly walk your knees back, relax your toes on the mat, push the mat forward with your palms, inhale, baby cobra. So just because we're done with the side stretches doesn't mean we don't practice a little bit of back bends. Just warming up the spine for a later practice of back bends. Reach your toes back. Push the mat forward. See if you can come up a little more. Release your palms off the mat. Keep pushing all 10 toes into the mat. If you want, circle your arms around. Interlace your fingers. Squeeze your shoulder blades in. Extend your elbows. Take your arms up. Next inhale. See if you can reach your heart forward and up even more. Slowly release your palms back under your shoulders. Tuck your toes in. Come up through your knees. Hips up and back, down dog. When you're ready, look forward between your palms, get your right foot all the way forward between your palms on the center line. Keep pushing back with your left heel. Keep that left knee straight. Reach your heart forward, lengthen your spine, chin up, hips low. So try not to be here. Try to gently push your heart forward, hips low. When you're ready, drop your left heel down, left arch in line with right heel, feet are perpendicular. Push the left pinky toe into the mat, extend your left arm, inhale, circle up, warrior two. Strong left knee. Right hip moves down towards your right ankle. See if you're scrunching up your toes. Relax. You're supposed to be enjoying this, not getting all stressed out and doing this. So you're doing this, relax your shoulders away from your ears. Come up taller. Notice if you're leaning forward in your warrior two or leaning back. I've seen both. So try not to go ahead in time, try not to go back in time, try and remain in the present. When you're ready, drop your left palm down, circle your right palm up. See, when I circle my right palm up, I turn it up and across. Reach your left fingertips down towards the mat as much as you can. So it's as much your tailbone reaching down and your left shoulder reaching down as well, to give you that lateral stretch on the right side of your torso. But keep that knee straight. The minute you start buckling your knee, you're losing that stretch on your inner thigh. Inhale, come back up. Right forearm on right thigh. Circle your palm up and across. Keep that left shoulder moving back. Keep pushing that left pinky toe into the mat. So the more you push that left pinky toe in the mat, the greater the potential for the stretch. So you've got to be mindful of where you are pushing your weight into the earth. Windmill your palms around, back to warrior two, windmill your palms all the way down, pick up your back heel, back foot all the way forward to deep forward fold. See if you can go a little lower, and you don't need to start with straight knees. You can start with bent knees, reach down, and then take your hips up, but in line with your heels, and straighten your knees. Keep pushing your heart forward. Pull your navel in towards your spine. Release your palms down to your ankle or the mat. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come up to vertical and then get on to your tippy toes. So reach all the way up and then lift your heels up. Try and stay rock steady. 4, 3, 2, 1. Gently replace your heels down, palms in front of your heart, close your eyes. 2. Lateral bends, done. Let's get into some twists, shall we? When you're ready, blink your eyes open. Stay here with your palms in front of you. Pick your left knee up. Now, if you notice, the minute I pick my left knee up, my left hip starts hiking up. And then I start kind of becoming leaning Tower of Pisa to the right. So push that left hip down in line or level with your right hip. So you're not kind of doing this. And it requires a whole different set of muscles to hold you in the straight line, vertical line. It's like you got to hold yourself with your core. Keep filling your left knee up, right palm outside left knee. Inhale, left palm up, exhale, twist. So just to generally, you see, I'm not really forcing myself. This is all I can go. And then if I can find my breath, inhale, spine roll, exhale, twist a little more. If you want to challenge your balance more, look back at your left palm. Notice if that left hip starts hiking up again, push it down. See if you can increase that stretch by pushing the hip down and forward. Slowly release, come back, forward. Inhale, circle your arms all the way up, reach back. Exhale, forward fold as far as you can go. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, bend your knees, fingertips down. Get your left foot all the way back. Drop down on your left knee, walk your left knee back, and just come up onto your right knee. When you're ready, inhale, circle your arms up. If you want to go back just a bit, just getting into your back bends. Inhale, come back up, vertical, get your left elbow outside right knee. So you're twisting the other way. Now, if you notice, my namaste is at armpit level. So inhale, take your spine forward. Extend your spine. Exhale, push down with your right palm so your heart starts moving up towards your namaste. If you've got the strength, tuck your back toes in, pick up your back knee, and deepen your twist a little more. I always find it easier to do the twist with my knee up. It kind of gives me more space between my thigh and my torso, but I get it. If you don't want to do the strength thing, keep your knee down, no big deal, because we're all working on the twist right now. Slowly, please get your palms back in front of you. Get your front foot all the way back, hips up and back, down dog. Okay, I want all of you to get your knees down and just sit on your mat and watch, because the instructions I give while you're in down dog kind of just, you can't see what's happening. So while you're hopefully all of you are sitting on your mat, release, keep taking your hips up and back, get into your nicest down dog possible. Then release your right palm, hold outside your left calf or your left ankle. Keep pushing your shoulders back. Drop your right shoulder down under your left armpit, look up at the ceiling. Go ahead and do that. So get back into your down dog. Reach your heels down. Push your shoulders back. Extend your spine as much as you can. So straight back, tailbone up and back. Then when you're ready, release your right palm. If you want, walk your left palm in towards the center. It kind of makes it easier for the balance. And then reach your right palm back towards your left calf or ankle, and then slowly keep twisting. Notice if your knees are bending, straighten them. Notice if your heels are lifting, try and push them back. Notice if your shoulder is moving forwards, push it back towards your knees. Try and look up under your armpit to the ceiling slowly, please. Get your palms back into down dog. Inhale, come to plank. You can either do knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga, Yogi's choice. As you know, I love my chaturanga, so I'm doing chaturanga. Everyone knees down. Extend your toes on the mat. Inhale, come up, full cobra. So your hip points remain down. Your shoulders are away from your ears. Elbows remain bent but close to the body. Your neck is a natural extension of your spine. Look over your right shoulder at your left heel. Look forward, look over your left shoulder at your right heel. Face forward, tuck your toes in, knees straight, hips up and back, down dog. If you can't come up with the knees straight, go ahead and make it your knees down on the mat and come up into your best down dog. When you're ready, if you want, move your right palm to the center. Release your left palm, hold on outside your right calf, your right ankle, go for the twist. Down dog twist. If you like twisted dog, stay with your breath. Look up at the ceiling from under your armpit. Reach your heels down. When you're ready, come back to plank. Come back to down dog. Look forward between your fingertips. Get your left foot all the way forward between your palms. Drop down on your right knee, walk it back. Climb up on your left knee. Keep pushing your tailbone down and forward. Inhale, take your arms up and maybe a little back. If you did it on the other side, do it on this side. Inhale, come back vertical, get your right elbow outside the left knee. So you need to use your palms to adjust as much of a twist as you can. You'll feel the stretching on the left lower back. Palm on top of palm. Try and keep your elbows vertically aligned. Inhale, spine tall. Exhale, push so your heart moves up to your namaste. If you want, tuck the back toes in. Pick up your back knee. Make it strong. Stay with your breath. Notice how breathing becomes just a tiny bit difficult with your twist. When you're ready, release your palms down. Back foot all the way forward. Deep forward, hips over heels, knees are straight if you can. If you can't, keep a micro bend. Reach your heart forward before you reach down. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come up simply. Join your palms together, palms in front of your heart. Pick up your right knee. Notice if your right hip is hiking up and you're getting into leaning tower of Pisa. If you are, push your right hip down, keep your right knee in line with your hip, ankle in line with your knee. And then left palm outside right knee, right palm in front of you. Inhale, spine tall, exhale, twist. So if you don't want to go very deep, stay where you are. And then just use your breath. Inhale, spine tall. Oh, exhale, just a little more. Keep pushing the right hip forward to increase the stretch through the twist. When you're ready, slowly let it go. Palms in front of your heart. Close your eyes. Check in with your breath. What's left? Ooh, the dreaded back bend. Okay, blink your eyes open. Inhale, take your palms all the way up. Exhale, circle them, but don't get all the way down. Just stay standing. Don't do a forward fold. Get your palms behind you on your lower back, fingers pointing down. Squeeze your elbows in. So this already gets you into a little bit of an archy back. Then release your left fingertips down. Keep reaching behind your left knee. Keep pushing your hips forward. If you need to drop your left shoulder lower than your right shoulder, walk your fingertips down. If you want slight bend in your knees, if you don't want, keep your knees straight. Just keep pushing your hips forward. Walk your left fingertips down. Look down at your left heel. You want to make the balance go crazy, look up at the ceiling. Circle your left arm behind you. Circle it all the way around and back behind your lower back. Continue to squeeze your elbows in. Take your spine tall. Start taking your heart up towards the sky. Start shifting your hips forward. Release your left palm behind you, behind your left knee. Walk it down as far as you can go. Knees slightly bent or straight. Yogi's choice. Let your right shoulder drop down below your left. Look down at your right heel. If you want, turn your face up to look at the ceiling. Yogi's choice. Keep reaching down with your right palm. Release, take the right palm all the way back. Come back to neutral. And palms in front of your heart. Stay with your breath. We're not done yet with the back bending. Lots more fun to come along. Inhale, circle your arms all the way up. Exhale, forward fold, but not a very deep forward fold because you've done a lot of back bending right now, intense. So go slow. Treat your back with kindness. Don't go very low. So just maybe a little more than half. Inhale, come back up, halfway, heart moving forward, chin up. Exhale, bend your knees, fingertips all the way down, get your right foot all the way back. Stay low. Get your right palm next to your left foot. Inhale, spine tall, back knee straight. Exhale, left palm up. So you know the best counterpose to a back bend is a twist. So enjoy this like kind of not so intense twist. What we did earlier was a very intense twist. Slowly, please. Drop your right heel down, heel to heel or maybe a little away, alignment. Right toes in 45 degrees, but right pinky toe in the mat. Right hip moving forward, left hip moving back, back knee straight. Inhale, circle your arms all the way up to warrior one. Keep taking your tailbone down and forward. Keep taking your arms up. Imagine a brick between your palms. Reach that brick up. Keep your elbows extended. And then slowly take that brick back. It's like you want to pass the brick back to someone standing behind you. Oh. Now, instead of focusing on the brick going back, change your focus to your heart. Think of taking your heart up towards the sky. See if you want to take your chin up or you want to tuck your chin in. Either way, it doesn't matter. Inhale, come back up to vertical. Circle your palms behind you. Interlace your fingers behind you. Squeeze your shoulder blades in. Extend your elbows. And then once again, take your heart up towards the sky. Inhale, circle your arms all the way up. Exhale, forward. Pick up your back heel, front foot all the way back to plank. Chin up. Drop your knees, hips slightly back, chest and chin. Walk your knees back, relax your toes on the mat. Slide your palms so that your wrists are in line with your last rib. Push up to up dog. So push into all 10 toes. Push your palms into the mat. Come up through cobra. Hip points up, knees up. If you notice, my shoulders are kind of rounding forward like this. Avoid that. Squeeze your shoulder blades in. You feel the stretching in your abs. Keep extending your spine forward, heart forward. Start squeezing your shoulder blades in towards each other. Keep your shoulders away from your ears. Elbows straight if you can manage. Neck a natural extension of your spine. When you're ready, take your hips all the way up and back into down dog. You need to walk your palms back forward on the mat. Do that. When you're ready, drop down to your knees again. Remember, hips over knees. Then get your elbows down. Walk your elbows as far forward as you can, hips over knees, and start getting into a deeper upper back stretch. And then slowly just lie down on your mat, stomach, on your stomach. Fingers forward, 45 degrees, toes pointing to the rear corners of the mat. Just your arms up, toes digging into the mat. Inhale, and then breathe normally. So keep reaching your fingertips up, but not like bending your elbows. Elbows straight. The movement comes from your shoulders. Actually, it comes all the way from your core. So your core keeps engaging to keep taking your shoulders up. And that's what takes your fingertips up. Neck, a natural extension of your spine. No need to tuck your chin in or jerk your chin out. Stay with your breath. 3, 2, 1. Slowly release. Deep breaths. When you're ready, engage your quads, which means another way of saying pull your kneecaps up. At the same time, extend your toes further back. When you're ready, all 10 toes off the mat, but keep sticking your fingertips down. Take your heart forward. If you want, release your chin up. Keep reaching back. Come on. Stay with your breath. 3, 2, 1. Slowly down. Get your palm on top of your palm. Turn your face to any one side. And relax. Let it go. Loud side if you want to relax your shoulders. Doesn't matter. Okay, when you're ready, let's do what I think it's called the mermaid. I'm not sure. Anyway, get your feet together, so big toes together, get your heels together, and then just bend your right knee. So the sole of your right foot is facing up towards the ceiling. And then just get your left thigh on top of your right foot. So right sole of the foot. Now if you notice, my left hip point is kind of moving up in space. And if I don't correct it, I'm going to end up looking like this. So which is not great from a posture point of view. So try and level out your hips. You can move your arms to balance you, of course. Keep your chin on the mat. Reach through your back toe. Now, if this is not available, you can kind of get your calf on the foot and then see if you can slowly crunch up your lower back muscles to get into a little better position. Take your breath. Keep pushing your left down into the mat. Slowly breathe. Keep your feet together. Knees together, heels together, toes together. This time bend your left knee. Inhale, take your right thigh on top of your left foot. Keep your right hip moving down. You can keep your arms next to you, whichever feet, wherever it feels good. You want to balance it, keep them out, doesn't matter. The work is being done by your lower back. Keep reaching up with your right toes. Stay with your breath. Very slowly let it go. Palm on top of palm. Turn your face the other way. Relax. When you're ready, gently push yourself to seated. Very gently. And this one is just being put in for the fun. Remember the happiness bit? So this is like a little bit of a surprise pose that even I just thought about. You can either stay cross-legged like this, or if you can, get into Padmasana or Lotus, which means your left ankle on your right thigh as close to your torso as possible, knee down, right ankle on left thigh as close to your torso as possible. And if this is not available, you can go in for half a Padmasana, so whatever works for you. I prefer to do this with the Padmasana because it's available, but believe me, the Padmasana, I rarely do it. It torques your knees desperately, and the human knees are not designed to torque so much. So if this is causing you any pain or grief in your knees, just don't do it. It's as simple as that. So whether you're cross-legged, half Padmasana, full Padmasana, doesn't matter. But believe me, if you're half Padmasana or cross-legged, this pose actually becomes more difficult. With full Padmasana, it actually becomes easier. Spread your palms, get your palms outside your thighs. Keep your elbows bent. Inhale, and when you exhale, push your palms into the mat. Lift your hips off, so you're dangling with your Padmasana up. And slowly get seated back. I'm going to try it once again. So this time I'm going to try cross-legged, which is much more difficult for me because I've got to keep that, there's one foot dangling. You got to pull that in as well. So we'll try it once again. So spread your fingers, palms next to you. Keep your elbows slightly bent. Inhale and exhale, push up. And then when you're ready, reach your feet forward and just lie down. Ha ha. Didn't think you'd do that, did you? Okay, so this is not Shavasana, so don't get too happy. I know this is happy flow, but it's a bit too early for Shavasana. When you're ready, bend your knees in. Get your heels close to your hips. And there's no real formula, just as close as you're comfortable, as you your knee flexibility will allow. Make sure that your full foot is on the mat. Make sure that your outer edges of your feet are parallel to the outer edges of your mat. So basically, I don't want you doing this because the minute you turn your feet out, your knees start kind of separating out, or you do this and your knees start clunking in. So basically, you want to keep your thighs neutral in your hips. In order to do that, you keep your feet parallel to the outer edges of your mat. Now, focus on your shoulders and upper back. Push your upper back into the mat. Imagine someone's trying to steal the mat from underneath you, and the only way you can prevent it is by pushing your upper back into the mat. If you want, hold on to your ankles if that's available. If it isn't, just keep your palms next to you. Point your tailbone up, and when you're ready, we move to bridge. So take your hips up, push your feet, push your heels, push your toes into the mat. Keep taking your hips up. See if you can line up your hip point with your knee. Keep taking it up, come on. Then lift up your left shoulder. Push your shoulder blade in towards the spine. Replace your left shoulder down. Same thing on the other side. Lift your right shoulder down. Then if your palms are free, interlace your palms beneath you. Push down onto the mat with your forearms. This should allow you to take your hips up a little more. Stay with your breath. Make sure you're imagining a block between your knees. Push into that block. And then slowly release all the way down. Release that crunchiness in your shoulder blades. It's some kind of, just neutralize. Now, because you've done so much of lovely back bending, I'll give you guys a choice. Well, 3 choices really. Number 1, do nothing. Just lie on your back, enjoy. Number 2, do your bridge again. And if you wish, you can do your bridge and then take one foot up and then the other foot up and back. And third choice, you can do the full wheel. I'm not going to instruct the wheel, so if you know how to do the wheel, do it safely. But my only request is, a lot of teachers say get your head on the mat first, don't do that. If you've got the confidence, just go up clean. The minute you get your head on the mat, and if you're a beginner and you lose your confidence, you kind of risking a huge neck injury, which you don't want to do. So either you know you can lift yourself or you can't. And if you can't, and if I were in person, then I'd help you by pushing your shoulders up. But I'm not there in person, so I can't encourage you to do that. So be safe. So take your pick, lie down, bridge with feet up, or full wheel pose. So if you're doing full wheel pose, keep your feet hip width apart, close to your hips. Get your palms back so your fingertips are under your shoulders, your elbows pointing up. Push your palms into the mat, push your feet into the mat. When you feel ready, push up. When you're ready, extend your elbows all the way. Once you've extended your elbows, push your heart forward. So your knees are pushing back, your heels are pushing forward. Then dangle your head. When you want to come out, pull your chin in towards your chest. Slowly get your shoulders on the mat, then your head, then your hips. And everyone just remain lying down for a bit, just for a bit. Trust me, worse is yet to come. And I know you're questioning, why the hell is he calling this happy flow? You know it at the end. You know it, Yogis. Come on, you really want this. Few deep breaths here. You want to kind of work that back bend out of your spine. And when you're ready, get your heels together, big toes together, point your toes forward. Take your heels off the mat, 10 inches. Hold there for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then get your shoulders and your up into boat pose. So when you come up, your back might be rounded. Once you're up, try and straighten out your back. Reach through your toes, reach through your fingertips, and then start getting everything in as much as you can. I don't know if Sophia's on this group, but she can do her thing. She usually kind of holds on to her big toes and goes up, which is something I can never do. But anyway, you can try it if you wish. Toes pointing forward, fingertips forward. Then when you're ready, stay here, just go and cross-legged. Stay up, get your palms down. See if you can do that whole balance thing. And yeah, I had to put my feet down and then take the feet back into plank. Hips up and back, down dog. When you're ready, look forward between your fingertips. Get your right foot all the way forward between your palms. Back knee straight, back heel toward the wall behind, heart moving forward. Left palm next to right foot. Inhale, circle your right arm up, reach. Keep your hips low. Slowly release. Drop your left heel down, either heel to heel or a little distance. Left toes in at 45. Push your left pinky toe into the mat. Back knee straight. Left hip forward. Inhale, come up. Warrior one. Imagine your block of wood. Take it up, but take your tailbone down and forward. Then see if you can take your block of wood back. Then see if you can focus on your heart and take your heart up to the ceiling. Come back to vertical. Circle your palms behind you. Interlace your fingers. Squeeze your shoulder blades in. Extend your elbows. Take your heart up. Hips down and forward. Inhale, arms up. Spine tall. Exhale, forward. Pick your back heel off. Back foot all the way forward. Deep forward fold. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, circle your arms all the way up. And back. Final bye-bye to your back bends. Palms together in front of your heart. Close your eyes. Stay with your breath. Check in with how you feel. There's only one movement left. Forward folds. Everyone's favorite. When you're ready, blink your eyes open. In, circle your arms all the way up. Exhale, circle down. So start with straight back. Reach your palms behind your thumbs. Hips over heels. Weight more in your toes. Reach your palms down. Pull in. If you want, round your back. If you can, get your fingertips on the mat. If you can't, go ahead, bend your knees to get your fingertips down on the mat. If you can, keep your knees straight, keep it straight. When you're ready, transfer all your weight onto your left foot. Take your right foot up. Now, if you can't take it up directly, bend your knee and take it up. See if the act of taking your foot up
allows you to get your heart closer to your knee. I know we did heart to knee just on Sunday, but this is different, trust me. Now, focus on your right toes. Reach them as far back as you can, so you're straightening out your right knee. Now, I know I don't have a great split, so I'm hanging around here, but if you can, take your toes all the way up to the sky, do that. I know some of you can. The more you take your toes up, the more your heart reaches down to your knee, maybe to your ankle as well. When you're ready, bend the knee in towards your chest, but keep your standing knee straight. And then release the foot down next to your left foot. Once again, go into simple forward fold. Inhale, come up halfway. Reach your heart forward. Exhale, forward fold. Fingertips down. Straight knees or bent knees, don't matter. Take your left foot up. Reach up as much as you can. So if you're like this, reach through your toes. Straighten out your knee. Take it up. Reach your heart down as much as you can. Stay with your balance. 3, 2, 1. Bend your left knee into your chest. Stay with your balance. 3, 2, 1. Get your left foot down. Straighten your knees. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, bend your knees, fingertips down. If you can, jump back. So jump back to plank. Knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga, Yogi's choice. Inhale, come to up dog. Exhale, come to down dog. When you're ready, drop down to your knees. Point your toes back. Release your hips on the heels. Child's pose. The nicest forward fold possible. When you're ready, slowly come up. Now, I want you guys to just sit on your mat and watch. I am going to try and take you through Halasana, which is a plow pose. It's an extremely deep kind of forward fold, and then into a shoulder stand. But if you can't do either of them, or you think you compromise your neck, and if you have any problems with your neck vertebrae or your upper back, please don't do this. Either skip it or just do the beginner version that I will show you. So if you think you can't do it, or you think you'll compromise your neck or upper back vertebrae, do this. So this is the easy version. It's also the more protected version. It'll give you like 100% of the benefits with 0% of the risk. So just get a chair onto your mat. Sit in front of the chair as close to it. So if you notice, I'm scooching my hips up all the way to the chair. And I get down to my elbows, get my feet up. And then what I do is I kind of keep scooching my hips in and climb to I'm holding the lower, the front legs of the chair with my palms so I don't fall. And then I kind of literally walk my hips onto the edge of the chair. And so you can just stay here. And this is like a shoulder stand without any pressure on the shoulders really, because you're supporting yourself with your palms holding on to the legs of the chair. So keep your heels together, toes together if you want, shoulder width apart. Don't kind of splay them out like this. You still want to keep a fair amount of muscle engagement in your legs, but you're inverting yourself. You're getting most of the benefits of the inversion. So this is for those of you who are unsure on whether they can do the halasana and the shoulder stand. So go ahead and start doing this. But for the others who want to attempt the full halasana and the shoulder stand, watch. So don't do anything, watch, understand the alignment perspective, how to get in safely, get out safely, and then I'll give you time to do it yourself. So we'll start with halasana and then move on to shoulder stand. So for halasana, you remember we prepped with navasana, do that. So just get your toes together, heels off the mat, take it all the way up, push your palms into the mat, start taking your hips up, and then kind of help your hips up and reach your toes as far back as you can. Now, stay with your breath. Don't force anything. Let gravity do the work slowly. If you can, point your toes forward. If you can, interlace your fingers, squeeze your elbows in so you actually look like a flower. When you're ready to move to shoulder stand, notice that my hips are kind of more or less in line with my shoulders. I know it's up to a point. Just extend your feet up to the sky. Now, if you're big enough, you'll find your hips will move forward and you'll end up looking like this, which is not great. So learn to extend your spine. Take your hips as much in line with your shoulders as you can and your feet up. And then if you want to kind of do fancy stuff, stay on your elbows, take one arm off, take the other arm off, keep reaching up. And then when you want to come down, slowly support your hips, bend your knees, slowly just come down. And then finally, this is very important, get into the fish pose, which means heels together, toes together, get your palms under your hips, squeeze your elbows in towards your torso, push down into your elbows, lift your heart up, and release your head down to the mat. Hold this for about as much time as you held your shoulder stand. And then slowly release. So, all right, get into your halasana to start with. So lie down on the mat with your feet out further forward. Keep your heels together, keep your toes together, keep your knees straight. Reach through your toes. Start getting your heels up. Keep pushing your palms into the mat. At some point, if your hips want a little assist, go ahead, assist with your palms. Get your toes all the way back and down. Don't force it. If they're just dangling out there in the air, let that be. But for God's sake, don't force anything. Just a couple of deep breaths in your halasana. If you want, interlace your fingers. Push your palms down into the mat. Extend your elbows. Squeeze your elbows in towards each other. And then slowly disengage your palms so that you start getting ready for shoulder stand. Start taking your feet back up, hold them up. And of course, the people who are with the chair, continue with the chair. You can hold that for as long as you want. But the other shoulder standers, the kind of free shoulder standers, start pushing your hip in towards the line of your chin and your shoulders. I know it'll never kind of line up because you've got a J-curve of your upper back to deal with. And the idea is that your heel to your middle back should be one straight line, but those are just guidelines. Reach through your toes, keep your heels together, keep your legs engaged. It kind of takes the mickey out of your core. You want to do fancy stuff like cross-legged or release your arms, whatever, now is a chance. Whenever you're ready, slowly get it down. And then move slowly, take your time, move into fish pose. So get your palms beneath your hips, dig your elbows into your mat, lift your heart up, and then release your head down onto the mat. So try and get your head touching the mat. It's a lot more relaxing than just dangling your head back. Stay with your breaths. See if anything is shifted in your perspective. And then whenever you guys are all ready, let's all meet in Shavasana. So just whenever you feel ready, move to Shavasana. If you've got a chair with you, get rid of it. When you're ready, take a nice long deep breath in. Hold your breath and start moving your fingers and toes. When you're ready to exhale, pull your knees in towards the chest. Give yourself a nice little squeeze. Gently rock from side to side. Roll over to your right, turn your face down, blink your eyes open, come up to seated. Palms in front of your heart, maybe close your eyes, maybe keep them open. I started this practice of ours by saying that you find happiness when you find meaning. But what I haven't found the meaning to is, why do we search for meaning? And why is meaningfulness so inherently satisfying to us? Why is something that is meaningless not satisfying? Why do we feel great when we see cause-effect relationships and we say, this has led to that? I haven't figured that out, but quite honestly, it's not making me unhappy. I think the bottom line is happiness is a choice. And if we find things are meaningless, rather than become unhappy in struggling to find the meaning, can we practice acceptance and just let it drop, let it go? So if someone was mean to us, someone was angry with us, instead of kind of working our way into like, why the hell did this happen? Can we just let it go? If we can't do a pose, like today we did a fair amount of very difficult poses, can we just let it go and say, yeah, I can't do it, and that's the end of it? I'll practice on it maybe, but whether I get it or not, I'm not going to make myself unhappy with that. I'll leave you with that thought. Namaste, yogis. One last stretch. Interlace your fingers all the way up. And release. Namaste, yogis. Hope to see you again on Sunday.